Right here, down. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast Presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens, and after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, Eagles family? This is your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bring you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. Hey, it's not quite Victory Mondays, but we're here to talk about a dub. Philly was lit Thursday night, man. The finished Super Bowl champs came in. We played the Dallas Cowboys, our fiercest rival. We hate them boys, okay? Came in, dropped the banner. We had some weather delays, some emotional peaks, some ups and downs, some clutch plays. It's a lot to break down, a lot of highs and lows, man. But before we get into all this juicy talk, man, Mr. Owens wants to holler at you real quick.
To our loyal supporters, y'all know it's all love. Thank you for y'all continued support. To our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Let's continue to please do our part as a community and family. Please continue to like the videos. It helps with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, don't forget to turn on them noties and keep your ears and eyes peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch so you don't miss when me and Big Huss drop this pressure on y'all.
Yes, sir. Y'all know the vibes. So, man, let's jump right into it, man. Kickoff happens. We get hit with a low off rip, man. Ben Sumerman comes down, tears his patella tendon to open the game. Also, we start off with a high. Drop that banner.
Doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it.
Hey, we Super Bowl champs. But then right after that, an immediate low. We were expecting a big season for Ben, trying to bring the fullback back to Philly. So that was a big loss there. Then 6 seconds in, if you haven't seen it, Jalen Carter gets ejected, man.
Yes.
I have to say, and I know it's only week 1, but this has to be the bonehead play of the year. Mm-hmm. It's just, you can't do that, man. I understand emotions are high. Yeah, I mean, tempers are flaring, but you got to keep your composure, big dog. Yes. This is a generational talent that the Eagles need. And as you watch the game, you notice the absence of JC. Mm-hmm. So keep your head in it, big dog. Now, he won't be suspended for that infraction, spitting on players and things of that nature. The NFL is trying to cut down on a lot of the excessiveness and things that just shouldn't be a part of the game. But he will be available for week 2 and was fined $57,000, $57,222. Essentially, I believe that's like 1/18 of his annual base pay for the year. Essentially a game check.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great thing too, Huss, because like you said, he won't get suspended. The NFL deemed it that his suspension was well enough from his ejection from the game. And as well, Jalen Carter has to understand the maturity aspect. He knows the value that he has with this team. He knows that he's the best player on our defense. And then coming into the draft, he already had questions about and concerns about his character. So the few years that he has been here in Philadelphia, he has been a modeled citizen. He hasn't gotten in trouble. He's kept his nose clean. But to just see this, it's like, Jalen Carter was going to where we know that he can go, but then it's a little maturity issue. So this is something that I'm not glad that it happened, but since it did happen, it's something that he will remember for the future to make sure that he doesn't be a detriment, not only for himself, but for the team as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it on the head, man. You don't want to be a detriment to the team. You have a lot of these young players and hell, even some older ones who are looking at Jalen Carter for some leadership. And as we always say, your best ability is your availability.
Yes.
And doing things like that will have you not available. So, but no, after that, offense answered fast. Hurts punched in 2 scrambling touchdowns. Saquon had a nice run, 4 touchdowns, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. The offense came out humming. It was looking good. You had Jahan Dobson, who caught a 51-yard bomb from Jalen Hurts on a dot pass.
We dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
And then the Cowboys came back and answered, Aubrey's a weapon for them. He knocks to a 53-yard field goal, keeping it tight at half. That moving into the halftime, a little bit of a plot twist here. There was a weather delay. 65-minute lightning delay. Had all the Philly like, man, what's going on? Let's get back to the action. We try and put these boys away, and go enjoy our Thursday night. But it all worked out. Second half came back, relieved Jake Elliott, where last year my man couldn't make any field goals of over 50 yards. Comes back week 1, opening game, 58-yard.
I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.
Kick, launched that boy through there. And if you watch it, he even had room to spare. I think Jake the Make is back, y'all. Looking forward for a big season from him. On defense, we were going against a familiar name, Miles Sanders, but defense got with him, forced a fumble there. Quinyon Mitchell scooped that thing up.
Because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch.
Hey, he tried to house it.
He tried to house that joint.
he was about to try to house that joint. And it was just a game-changing turnover. We needed it because at that point, hell, Dallas was kind of putting together a little bit of drive there, kind of sustaining some momentum. So in order, getting that fumble was huge to kind of put the dagger in it there. After that, hey, there was no points on either side. The Eagles held on to win 24-20, start the season 1-0. There was a lot of good, but there was some bad, and we'll get into that a little later. But I like what I saw. It's always great to start the season 1-0, baby.
Most definitely, Huss. And to add on to your point really quickly, I love the fact that Vic Fangio adjusted, especially with Jalen Carter getting suspended before it was even any play. We had to scrap the whole Jalen Carter game plan. It was no more Jalen Carter game plan. Then on top of that, we saw what Adoree Jackson was doing.
It was I was going to make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do.
Giving up big plays and missing tackles, and they were picking on him essentially throughout the whole game. But then what I loved about Vic Fangio is he adjusted the coverage. He saw that, okay, hold on, this ain't what we want, because they knew that Adoree Jackson was the weak link in that secondary. So the fact that Vic Fangio saw what the Dallas Cowboys were trying to do and then made those adjustments to hold them to 0 points in the second half speaks volumes about the defensive coordinator that he is.
Absolutely. And speaking on the corner position, as we mentioned going into the season, we know we have a star in Quinyon Mitchell. Yes. He's one of them ones. Top 5 CB, no doubt about it. But CB2, as Mr. Owens just mentioned, it was kind of I don't want to say a question, but there was a bit of a letdown there. It was looking like a liability. You mentioned Adoree Jackson, 7 targets there, gave her 5 catches for over 100 yards. You put Ja'Cory Bennett out there. He had 3 targets for 3 catches for 20 yards. Now Q, he was locked down. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he did. Cooper DeJean, 1 catch, 0 yards. CB2 is a position we're going to have to get figured out. As Mr. Owens said, they were picking on CB2 and they were making it clear, hey, all right, y'all might be stout everywhere else, but right there, that's looking like a weak link. Okay. So we were slopping players in and out, but Vic Fangio, being the great coach that he is, the Super Bowl coach that he is, made the adjustments needed. Like I said, to shut him out in the second half. And this is an offense in the Dallas Cowboys who have a few weapons. So to see them, the Eagles do that, big ups.
Big ups for sure. And then now, Huss, let's switch over to some key stats throughout this game. Our total offense was 302 yards with 158 rushing yards and 152 passing yards. Now, if you can't say balance, that's balance right there. Obviously, we knew that Kevin Patullo, being the new offensive coordinator, he has been with us from the beginning. But stepping into this new role of calling plays, we wanted to see how Kevin Patullo responded. And I like the fact of his game plan. He knew run the football that will open up the passing game, something that we mentioned here on our channel, because, and I like the flow of the play calling that he was doing as well. Also, our offense on third down was 7 out of 11, which converts into 64%.
Great.
64%. Usually we know that third down is the money down in the NFL. So to see 7 out of 11, that is a great stat for our offense. Now, something that we need to clean up, because we're very, very disciplined as a unit on offense and defense. Something that had me and Big Huss scratching our head when we were watching this game were the penalties. We had 9 for 110. Now, to be a reigning Super Bowl champion, I know last year is last year and 2025 is a new season, but to be a Super Bowl champion and to be one of those contenders, you have to cut down on the penalties. Penalties cost you a lot of possessions in the game. So for 9 for 110, that is undisciplined. That's uncharacteristic for the Philadelphia Eagles. We have to clean that up. And compared to Dallas, they only had 4 for 42. So you see the difference in those penalty yards. And a lot of the penalty yards that we had as well is the reason that I feel like the Dallas Cowboys were in the game in the first place anyway.
Sure.
2 uncharacteristic unsportsmanlike conduct penalties from Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith.
Because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
Even though I thought the Nolan Smith one was kind of tacky, they're all grown. We talk junk in sports. So to call that penalty, that was kind of bogus. And then even the one that kind of gave the Cowboys life when Dak threw the ball in the end zone to Jake Henderson, and Reed came over and dismantled Jake Henderson and made the ball pop up in the air. That was a third down. That was a big momentum shift, because they called that flag. They gave them half the distance to the goal instead of allowing them to settle for a field goal. But I know if anything about the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni will have this team ready and cut down on penalties. Now, the TOP, time of possession, we won that battle. We had the ball for 34 minutes and 52 seconds compared to Dallas's 25 minutes and 8 seconds. So, of course, that's Philly's favor. QB1 had 62 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns as well. Touchdown. Hit the Jordan shrug because Michael Jordan was in attendance. And I was just thinking too, because how many times do you ever see Michael Jordan in attendance for football games? His name carries so much cachet that you see him at basketball games and things like that. But to see him at a football game, I know Michael Jordan has been to some football games, but to see him in the press box at Philadelphia, that speaks volumes to the type of organization that we have. And not only the type of organization that we have, but our franchise quarterback as well. To follow up more on QB1 as well, Big Huss, QB1 continues to show the maturity and growth that we all knew that he can get to being the franchise quarterback here with the Philadelphia Eagles. Something that I really noticed about QB1 and his maturity throughout the years is him being able to decipher man defense. And you all, with man defense, the defenders turn their backs towards the quarterback, leaving gaps open for the quarterback to exploit. And one thing that I noticed about QB1 is when it's a 4-man rush and a 4-man pressure from the defensive line, it's always two gaps that quarterbacks can exploit. And QB1 does a great job of maneuvering in a pocket, having pocket presence and pocket awareness, and be able to see his gaps and pick the poison of the defense and be able to exploit them.
But you know what? I caught that bitch.
So that's something that QB1 continues to grow and excel in. Then you had Saquon, who you mentioned earlier, with 60. He finished the game with 60 yards rushing and 1 touchdown.
Money, doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it.
Arthur Juan K had 1 catch for 8 yards coming, I think, towards the end of the third, or no, matter of fact, I believe in the fourth quarter.
It was in the fourth.
Yes, he got his first catch. I know he had some frustrations on his part and things like that, but the game plan called for running the football and QB1 making great reads and being decisive with the football and taking what Dallas was giving them. And then as well, we talked about A.J. Brown. Now, Arthur Juan K, he only had 1 reception for 8 yards, but we didn't realize, and a lot of people didn't realize, that Dallas was playing a don't get beat deep type of defense. So meaning that they were bracketing A.J. Brown every time that he ran a route. So a bracket coverage is when you have a safety over top and a corner underneath, and they basically keep him inside of a bracket. So that's why Arthur Juan K didn't get a lot of looks coming his way and a lot of targets, because again, Dallas was running a bracket style defense against him.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody, you have to remember, AJ Brown, one of the top receivers in the league. We know what he gives and what he can give us on a week-to-week basis, but the field wasn't the best. It was raining. And you have to also remember, AJ Brown's coming off a hamstring injury. You don't want him out there straining, trying to run routes and cutting on a wet field, putting more strain on that hamstring, forcing him to be out for more time than he already was. So I think it was more so that, like you said, along with the game plan, we didn't need A.J. Brown to go crazy in this game. No. Like I said, if it wasn't for the penalties, the score wouldn't even have been as close as it was. Mm-hmm. Penalties extended a lot of drives for Dallas and things of that nature. So A.J. Brown, 1 catch for 8 yards. Like I said, we want to see him have more, but don't be up in arms. He'll get his touches. Please,
he's gonna get his.
He's gonna get his.
He's gonna get his, and probably as soon as this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs,
for sure.
Then QB1, his passing game was very efficient and effective. This is probably one of the best passing displays that I saw from QB1. Even though he was only 19 of 23 for 142 yards, he was effective. He was decisive in his decision making. He was getting the ball out quickly. He was taking what the defense was giving him. He was understanding the concept and the scheme and the coverages that Dallas was trying to throw his way. And one thing that I noticed about QB1 in this game was when his receivers weren't open, he made sure that he got out of that pocket and picked up the yards with his feet. And something else that I love from QB1, Big Huss, was he could have got those extra 3-4 yards if he wanted to, but he was being smart, knowing that we go as far as QB1 takes us. Absolutely. So he'll slide and get down and get out of harm's way, not taking big unnecessary hits from Dallas defenders. But this is arguably one of the best games that I've seen from QB1.
No, for sure. And like you said, you mentioned 19 to 23. Those 4 incompletions were throwaways. It wasn't that he was missing, folks. Those were just straight throwaways. So being smart with the football, not forcing situations. If it's not there, used his legs, as you mentioned. He rushed for 62 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a PFF rushing grade of over 90, career high level for him. And then when he didn't use his legs, he looked to the check down, which I love to see. He was adamant about, if it's not there, I can't use my legs, I'm going to throw it to my check down, let them do what they could do type deal. Like I said, very efficient game from QB1. I love to see the evolution of QB1 from year to year. Man, Run it back.
Run
Run it back.
back.
Run it back.
You just see the growth and maturity in QB1 year
For
after year.
sure.
He continues to get better in the passing game drastically. We know he can run the football. We know he can pass the football, but his decision making and his processing skills are starting to get off the charts, and that means watch out, league. Watch out. The rest of the league, watch out.
For sure. For sure. Now we spoke about Jalen Carter a little bit. Like I said, it can't happen. It can't happen. You have to be smarter. He got a healthy fine, close to $60,000. That is madness. I couldn't imagine that coming out of my pocket. Lord. Later
He said he the
back.
bread. He the
Yeah,
bread.
he the bread. Hey, it's nothing. Mr. Pat that pocket. You feel
And
me?
because he's about to get his big old contract. So
Oh,
he's good.
yeah. Oh, he's gonna be straight. For real, for real. So but after the game, he came back, apologized to the team, the coaching staff, held accountability, let everybody know, man, he has to be smarter, man. This can't happen. We need him. A little bit of a grown up moment, as you mentioned. You gotta be a little bit more mature, man. Don't get roped in. Even if they claim that Dak Prescott spit in the direction of Jalen Carter. Be smart, bro. Don't let them bait you, because the league's gonna try to bait you. They want to see you out. They don't want to see us win. So keep your composure. Be the leader that we know you are on and off the field. You can just continue being that guy. You also mentioned the penalties, bro. 110 yards in penalties cannot happen. I understand this is week 1. There's going to be a lot of things you need to clean up. First thing, let's be disciplined. Let's be disciplined. Over 100 yards in penalties, absurd. And like I said, some of them warranted, some of them not so warranted. But all the same, as a player, a coaching staff, or organization, you got to remove the refs from the game. You have to remove them, and don't even put yourself in those type of situations. Things were heating up, and it could have cost us.
Yes.
Jalen Carter being out potentially could have cost us the game. Some of these unsportsmanlike conducts, the taunting and things of that nature. I know you fired up, Nolan. I mean, and it's an alpha sport. I get it. It was a soft call, but be mindful, man. Be mindful, because they watching us. Everybody's watching. For the good, the bad, the ugly. You know what I'm saying? They want to see it. So let's just continue to be smart, play good team discipline football.
Yeah. And in terms of the penalties, Huss, and the team discipline, one thing that I do like is the fact that 2 of our well-respected leaders in the organization, Nick Sirianni and QB1, called for accountability. Those are 2 people that the organization and the players will definitely listen to hold themselves accountable as well.
You have to. If you're talking about reaching the pinnacle and hoisting that Lombardi on back-to-back Super Bowls, everybody has to be accountable, from Jeff Lurie on down. You know what I mean? You're only as strong as your weakest link, and you can't have one of your best players being your weakest link with bonehead mental mistakes like that. So I like you said, I expect Sirianni and get them young men in order. They will be fine. I guarantee you will see nothing of the Jalen Carter type incidents moving forward. And they'll just be mindful about, hey, let's play some clean football, because we had the horses here to get it done. Can't let the mental errors keep us from achieving our goals.
Right.
So we going on week 1, like I said, 24-20. Eagles bring home that victory against them Dallas rivals, for real. So with injuries, we have some active roster moves and some practice squad updates. First injury we'll talk about, running back Will Shipley. Started the game, 3 carries for 26 yards. It was a promising start.
I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what?
You know what I mean? To a promising second year. But then he came up with a fractured ribs, and it set them in 6 to 12 weeks. So hopefully we'll have him back as we approach playoffs and kind of get him back in rhythm. We can kind of get that running back room back in order. So with that injury, we traded for a running back and kick returner, Tanks Bisbee. Gave up, I believe, a 2026 5th and 6th round pick to the Jags to bring him in. He comes in, not the biggest guy, but a tough runner, north-south runner, great contact balance, and will prove to be more than likely a key piece in the kick return game. They are set and getting him on special teams. They said he is a great returner, has done that over the past couple of years since being with the Jaguars. We then also, like we said, we mentioned Ben Sumer went down with a patella injury. He'll be out for the season. I really hate that for that guy, especially after being injured last year and missing a bulk of the season there. We then waived D lineman Gabe Hall for an open roster spot, which I thought Gabe Hall would make this 53-man roster through the remainder of the season. He had a great preseason, comes in with a lot of promise. The Eagles really like this young man. Left guard Leonard Dickerson, he was injured and, forced the O-line to reshuffle a little bit. If you don't know, he had a little minor knee injury. I believe it was a meniscus injury in his left leg and was dealing with a back injury. So he was kind of up and down. So we was forced to move the O-line around a little bit, which, I mean, this isn't our first time doing that. We're known to shuffle the O-line around. Thank God we have Just Stoutland to get those guys together. Then from practice squad to active roster moves, we promoted Patrick Johnson to the 53-man roster, which I love. I believe, as we've talked before, this man has done everything that he could do to earn a roster. He's a hard worker. He hustles. And he's always, when you watch the film, right there, he's like a hand away, a step away from finishing on a lot of these pass rush moves and getting these sacks. So it's good to see him elevated. I expect big things from Patrick Johnson. We then signed running back Montrell Johnson and old lineman Holland Pierce to the practice squad and released Elijah Cooks. I thought Elijah Cooks would have made it, but hey, things happen. Now, with the cut of Gabe Hall, we then added guard Jake Majors to the practice squad, trying to bolster this O-line and just further add some depth just in case some things happen and we lose some key pieces. You could elevate some things and kind of keep things pushing. All in all, lost a couple people, but brought in some good moves, man. The Eagles are making things happen. That's what we expect from Howard. Howard's going to be wheeling and dealing until he can't wheel and deal anymore. Okay? Hey, it's always Howie season. You feel me?
And it's crazy too, because just like you said, we signed Montrell Johnson, and then like an hour or two after we signed him, we
literally
released Montrell Johnson from the practice squad. That is somebody who we clamored to have on this 53-man roster, but hopefully if it's not with us, he finds a home and is able to share his talent. And as well, another big signing that we got is veteran defensive end Zadarius Smith, formerly that played with the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions last season. I remember we looked at his stats. I believe he had 9 or 9.5 sacks last season combined with the two teams. That is a great veteran signing to add depth on the edge for the edge room, because Zadarius Smith, when you need a player to win on the edge, he can give you that. Even if he gives us between 5 to even the amount of sacks that he had last year, that's better than what we have currently as far as depth pieces on our team. So that is somebody who we should keep our eye on to make a difference on that defensive line.
For sure. Like you said, 9 sacks last year between the Browns and the Lions. This is a guy who comes in, I believe, what is he, 30, 31, something around
like that,
some around there.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran presence. This guy's played a lot of football. He will come in and provide a lot of leadership to that young edge room, and our edge room is young. And just show these guys how to continue to be professionals. Yeah, I mean, and win some ball games. Like I said, I expect big things from Zadarius Smith. As you mentioned, if he comes in, he gives us 5 sacks as a rotational player. That's more than enough. You're talking about that. That's BG. Those are BG stats right there as a rotational player. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what we're getting looking for from him. We're not asking him to come in here and be the dog, the main guy off the edge. Just provide that depth. So when you put Jalix Hunt and Nolan sideline, get him a breather, they swinging the water back, throwing it back. There's no drop off on that D line. You know what I'm talking about? We want to continue to have waves as we did in 2017, where you had wave A and wave B, and those dudes, there was no let up. Continually pressuring and harassing quarterbacks. We need that, especially with CB2 kind of being lackluster right now. If your DBs are struggling, your pass rush has to be elite.
Yep. And in the rivalry and context and the future outlook for the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously this was the Dallas Cowboys, our classic NFC East rivalry. We've now won, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight matchups, though they still hold the serious edge. That doesn't matter.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We're talking
Yeah.
about the present. We're talking about the right now. We're
Facts.
not talking about the old
Facts.
days. We're not talking about the days before salary cap. But we're off of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's look ahead to rematch November 23rd in Dallas. So mark your calendars for that. But again, let's fast forward. But before that, we got a week 2 shocker. We got a Super Bowl rematch between us and those Kansas City Chiefs on September 14th at Arrowhead Stadium. This is QB1 versus Patty Mahomes. Dramatic gold if there ever was. We're looking forward to that matchup. But later on in this week, we will definitely do a preview for that. So please keep your eyes and ears peeled to the streets. All right.
And look, we have the opportunity to serve Patrick Mahomes his first ever 3-game losing streak versus the NFL team. I mean, we beat them last season. Was it the regular season that we played them? Was that last year?
That was in 2023. That we beat them in
Super
Arrowhead.
Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Super Bowl. And then week 2, we have an opportunity to go in and really put hands on these boys. They're kind of down a couple players, so I know Andy Reid and Patty Mahomes will have some things schemed up, but man, we got a chance to go here, start this season off 2-0. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But very much looking forward to that week 2 matchup.
For sure. And to add on one key point, real quick, because we beat the Chiefs on Sunday. This would be the first time that the Chiefs are 0-2 in Patrick Mahomes' era.
Did not know that.
Yes.
Man,
yes.
So we serving up L's every which way. You feel me? Like, let's go ahead and handle this business. So I can't wait for that. I believe that'll be a 4:15 game on Sunday. But like Mr. Owen said, we'll put a video out later in the week discussing everything surrounding that. Hey, enjoy your week, y'all. This is a victory week.
Victory week.
Okay, this is a victory week. Enjoy it. Hey, the team fought hard, you know what I mean, through penalties, chaos, injuries, everything else. We still came out with that dub. Carter's mistakes, Shipley's injuries, they were setbacks, but they didn't stop the show. And that just lets you know what kind of team we have. Even when down arguably one of your best players, we still were able to have the fortitude and just resilience to, hey, we're going to get this dub no matter what. I don't care. My grandmama out here. We coming away with a victory today. So I love to see that. Now, Hurts legs, Elliott 58-yarder, Mitchell's rookie spark, Big Manure rival, Johnson special team urges. Man, what's really grabbed your attention after everything going on? Please drop your comments, your thoughts. Continue to be respectful, but continue to support your birds. Anything else surrounding the game, latest news that we missed? You want to chop it up about Mr. Holmes?
Yeah, because and we all know that this first game wasn't about perfection. It's about the grit with our team, the community that our team is, and our path going forward. So now the fact, like you said, we had to face adversity. We had to overcome some tough things that happened in that game. But I'm glad that our team sorted through all that mess and kept their head on straight and was able to pull out a win with all the things that happened to us within that game. I'm glad to see that the Eagles still came out on top. But before we get out of here, because we definitely want to thank our supporters, to our loyal supporters. Y'all already know it, so I love. Thank you for y'all continued support. To our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Remember, you can't consume unless you're creating, but continue to do your part for the community and our family. Please continue to make sure to like the videos. It helps with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, you better not forget to do this. Make sure to turn on the notification bells, also known as the Blibbity Bell looking thingies, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates.
Absolutely. We always appreciate the love from the community, from our fans and everything else. Hey, enjoy this victory. We're 1-0. I hope everyone's having a great week thus far and continues to have a great one. Hey, stay blessed. Scream fly, Eagles fly. because this flag was fly till we die. Y'all know the vibes, okay? And if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owns.
And this is the Main Thing podcast where we keep the main thing
The
main thing.
Hey.
Y'all know what it is. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Go Birds. Till next time.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.